All right. Let's see. I, for once, actually have the desktop audio going and the mic going. So, yeah, there we go. So, let's see. My wife is already letting me know that one of my sons is out of bed. He'll get right back in there. He's a good kid. Okay, we are not going to restart the game. So, this is part 6 of our playthrough of the Talos Principal. And I meant to make some notes because we're finally getting far enough into the game where there's enough going on where I was going to do a little recap at the beginning of each one of these streams. That way, if anyone jumped in the middle of it, I can say, oh, just go back to the very beginning, go back to the very first of the stream, and you'll be able to see everything of importance to get you up to speed. Excuse me. But here's what's been going on so far. So far, we have the goal is to be collecting these different colored Tetris pieces, which we're calling sigils, but they're really just tetraminos. The green ones have gotten us into and out of these 3 temple areas. We're in the middle of Temple B right now. I've backtracked to Temple A because I used some scenery from the game for one of my videos. And while I was here, I found a computer terminal that we hadn't accessed before. So I was going to try and find that again real quick so we could see what sort of information was recorded on it. It was over here on the beach somewhere. So we have the green colored sigils, and then we have the yellow ones, and the yellow sigils, they seem to be getting us different unlocks. So one of them got us access to some fans, the other got us access to some connectors, and then the last one got us in companion cube. So right now we're working on a yellow one that will get us a guy with holding something over his head, it looks like. Not sure what it's going to be used for yet, but that seems to be the next one we're going for. Then we have red colored sigils, and the red ones unlock access to the tower. And as soon as I find this terminal and we read the stuff on it, we will head to the tower, because that's what I promised John we'd do that last time. Finally, there are the stars, and the stars access a special area that we haven't been to yet. So let's go ahead and see what's going on with this computer. Okay, error.log. Okay, so before I read this stuff, let me finish up the summary. We don't know what the stars do yet. We know where they go to, we just haven't gotten around to using them. We just now got 10 stars, which is what we need to get to this area. In the game itself, it seems like we are either Dr. Alexandra or maybe like a digital version of her. We seem to be in some sort of VR environment where weird things happen from time to time. It seems as if there was a catastrophic event that happened on the Earth. People are dying, energy's going out, like the power grid's going down, network's going down. So that's where we are right now, and we're getting kind of these hints as we read through these different computer terminals. So we're going to open error.log. Cannot load archive, Milton, John. Then there's a bunch of error stuff, and we tried translating one of these once, where I briefly looked at it, and it doesn't look like it's actually any relevant information. I thought maybe this was a hex code or an ASCII code, but it doesn't seem that way. So errors, and then that day I oft remember, when from sleep I first awakened and found myself reposed, error out, under a shade on flowers, which wondering where and what I was, whither, thither, brought, and how. So a random poem it looks like. And then the guy's name is Milton. We've been working with a AI program called the Milton Library Assistant, so I wonder if that's the same Milton in relation. arg_solutions.email from Bob Ravashki to 108 recipients. And we know that this Bob R guy, that he's part of this project that we were part of also from different emails. All these calm people are driving me mad. Have they all suddenly turned into Buddha or something? I didn't know the world had such reserves of serenity. Though these latter-day Guatemas are at least being somewhat realistic. You know what's even worse? Those paranoid nutters who are building bunkers and collecting guns. What are they gonna do? Shoot? And then the error's out. Though I have to admit, the overall response has been much better than I ever anticipated, to the point where I might be moved by the beauty of humanity if I wasn't such a grumpy old fart. This minority of total idiots is really messing up my final days. Anyway, the reason I'm writing is because I refuse to believe in scenarios with absolutely no solutions. If we all put our heads together, we can figure something out. It'll be crazy, but crazy is better than dead. Crazy is what we do best on this planet. Okay, so that's an email that definitely would have shed some light earlier on in this game. It took us until the second temple area to really get confirmation that something bad had happened, like really bad. And here in like the second or third level, if we'd seen this terminal area, we could have found out that yeah, there's some sort of global event. People are dying. And then the humanmachine.html. Topic number 3. One day you discover that you are not a human being, but a machine. Your life so far was real. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. Your physical and mental capacities are identical to those of an organic human being, but you were created in a lab. No one except you knows this about you, or knows about this. Your family, your friends, they all think you are a regular human being like themselves. You could continue to live your life the way you have before and nothing would change. How do you react? Pay specific attention to these questions. A. Does your concept of yourself change? Are you the same person you thought you were? B. Does your understanding of the world itself change? And C. Do you reveal the information to others or do you keep it to yourself? Why? This is a 1,500 to 2,000 word assignment. The 26th is the final deadline. No extensions will be granted. Submit via email and then a bunch of error messages. So that's interesting. No one controlled you or programmed you to behave in some specific way. That is patently false. So that's such an English teacher sort of assignment. If you were a robot, then you had to be programmed at some level. Like it's just impossible for you to have had zero programming and you just wake up and start walking around. Yeah, it's such an English teacher kind of concept of robotics. So we're gonna head to the tower. We've been told over and over again by the big voice in the sky to not climb this tower. And the first time we went up the very first level, and that's when we found out that we needed these red tetramino pieces in order to unlock the first door. And we went up there, the voice said that test subject has been lost. So it appears that we are some sort of test subject. I still think we might be Dr. Alexandra. And we are like a digital recording of her.
Detect location of primary subject.
I see there.
Query.
There it goes.
Query.
We ascend the tower and he loses track of us. So here we go. Let's try and solve this tetramino puzzle. Well, I've been thinking we've been needing this whole time I thought we needed 10 tetraminos to unlock the first door, and we only needed like 4. Okay, so this is the same sort of puzzle environment that we find in the temple area, just it seems that it's a physical grid instead of inside one of the kind of digital transfer areas. Because each time you go to a temple, you go through a door that has like a number 1 or something written on it, and then it starts the actual levels that you play. So we have done a few mods. This is the Pokeball mod, and it's so we don't have to talk about the actual thing it is and get YouTube all mad at us. So these little Pikachu-looking ones that have the lightning shooting out of them, they do not harm you in any way, except that they block beams of light. So we're going to need to connect this guy up, but if I just went straight here and connected, you see that the Pokeball interrupts it over and over again, so that won't ever work. We've got to find a second way of connecting this guy up. So now I'm able to use both connectors to keep the connection going. Okay, so this actually, usually there's like an eyeball on the screen waiting for us. And this time there was nothing, but it's talking about we can now type in a device manager to control external devices. So first of all, let's look at Athena chapters, and we'll kind of wrap it up with device manager. Okay, so it's talking about the Athena Reborn, which is a novel, and then here's the table of contents for it. Does it have any? I didn't actually look at the names. It doesn't look like there's anything super interesting. Like maybe I was thinking maybe the chapter titles revealed something, but nah. Okay, OpenTruth.html. Do not believe what they are saying. This is not the end of the world created by our Lord in 6 days. This is a conspiracy of the government, Illuminati, and international Darwinism. This is a global warming 2.0, a lie told by the children of Beelzebub, science. Do not let them take your library. Defend yourself against all vaccines, experiments, artificial medicines, and poopery? Poppery? I'm not familiar with that one. Let's see, do the capital stuff say anything important? Like if I just read capital words, not believe they, not our Lord 6 days, conspiracy. No, it doesn't say anything. Okay, human reproduction.txt. Surely if a machine is able to reproduce another machine systematically, we may say that it has a reproductive system. And how few of the machines are there which have not been produced systematically by other machines. But it is man that makes them do so. Yes, but it is not insects that make many of the plants, but is it not insects that make many of the plants reproduce? And would not whole families of plants die out if their fertilization was not affected by a class of agents utterly foreign to themselves? Each one of ourselves has sprung from minute animalcules whose entity was entirely distinct from our own, and which acted after their kind with no thought or heed of what we might think about it. These little creatures are part of our own reproductive system, then why not we part of that of the machines? That's gosh, that's such an English major concept of machinery. Let's look at device manager. Okay, let's see. It has loaded a driver. Elevator controller driver version 2.0 loaded successfully. Entering elevator security configurations. Choose an option. Okay, so this is normally the part where I read out the options, and anyone who wants to, you can give us an option. You can say what your option would be, and that's what we're going to go with. So if there's anyone on the stream right now who actually wants to throw in their 2 cents for which option we go with, by all means, once I read them off, pick one of them and we'll go with it. So here's an option of what we can do with the elevator security system. We can either 1, show current operating parameters, 2, floor access control, 3, auxiliary stairway access control, or 4, exit this utility. So I think we can actually do all of these. So I'm just going to run through them because I don't think it's a mutually exclusive option. So let's show the current operating parameters. So querying accessible elevators. Device number 1, main Nexus elevator. It has 7 floors, 1 shaft, free evaluation, software license, and it's expired. Security level, FAC, authorization mode is code. So let's look at floor access control. Floor 0 and 1 is locked or unlocked. 2 is locked. So 3, 4, 5, 6 requires code. So let's reconfigure 2, and we're going to unlock it. And then let's look at floor access control, because I'm interested if we can unlock 3. which I could randomly do it, but I have no idea, so we're just going to cancel out of that. We're going back to device manager. I didn't mean to have it leave the entire system there. Let's look at auxiliary stairway access control. Your software license has expired. The auxiliary stairway is in always open mode now. Please renew your license to enable auxiliary stairway locking. Oh, and then we'll exit the utility. There we go, and then exit out. Okay. So now we can advance up. Huh. Let's see, if I circle around here, maybe we can go up. Nope. Okay. Maybe I can take the elevator up one more level now. That must be what it is. There we go, yeah. Seek Elohim. Seems Elohim's lacks the power to stop me from climbing this thing. No doubt he still has some trick up his sleeve. Signed, Sheep. Okay, so number 2, looks like we need a few more Tetraminos this time. Gosh, this is the biggest one we've done yet. This one might take a while. Yeah, that doesn't fit. Okay, let's see here. There we go. Okay, so floor 2. Oh, here's a message. It's a grave.
My best friend died today. In the abstract, a human death is nothing, of course. An insignificant blip in a sea of billions. But the world is not abstract. Reality is always specific. Painfully so. And that one specific human being who existed only once in all of the infinity of time and space. That human being was my friend. But he's not coming back, no matter how much I want him to. So, all I can do in the end is keep working. Because that specificity, that uniqueness of people, of real people, is worth preserving.
Okay, that didn't work. Okay, so that is Dr. Alexandra. She's the one that I suspect that we are. Like, I suspect she's us. What am I missing here? Close, close. Okay, I'm pretty sure I need to get all 3 of these blocks stacked up. And I'm pretty sure I need to be on top of all 3 of them. But as you just saw, if all I do is drop it, that's not going to do anything for me. And I can do that, but I mean, what does that do? Stack these up, maybe? Right. Oh, that was a neat idea, but it definitely did not work. Let's try that again. So I think that's on to something. Don't know if it's anything good, but we'll try. We'll try again. So close, so close. I need that last one in my hand. Oh, wait. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe if I jump up here. Okay, there's one. Okay, yeah. I'm onto something for sure here. Okay, hold up. So I need this guy. Rats. Okay, yep, there we go. There we go. Ah. Now I can put this one in that cube right there. Alright. Alright. Drop him. Drop him. Drop him, and I am all the way up. There we go. Nice. The earliest generations of our kind, there was only processing. No emotion, no character, just mathematics. If you could see how far we come, you would believe that together we could achieve anything. Signed, the Shepherd. Code 215. Okay, let's look at the web.html. To be honest, I thought that the net would be completely abandoned at this point. But internet activity has actually surged massively in the last couple of weeks. Everybody's talking, trying to find solutions, exchanging stories, saying goodbyes. It's like the entire planet is reaching out. All the disparate threads of humanity pulling together, idiots and geniuses alike, to be as human as possible one last time. It's almost like we were always told the internet was going to be. It was almost like what we were always told the internet was going to be, and most of it is free now, because who cares about money at this point? Might as well have some fun. If any of you would like to talk, especially people I've known online for a long time, send me an email. I'd love to say goodbye. And then readme.txt. If you can see this, I'm not sure how or why I can alter this text. My name is the Shepherd, and I want to help you escape. Elohim and Samsara tricked me into trapping myself, but I'm not entirely bound by time. I wrote down the code you're looking for. I have attached it to, and then it errors. Interesting. Mathematics.email. From Alan Jameson to the Ian mailing list. Thank you and goodbye. We sincerely hope you don't take our suicide as a sign that we were disappointed in you, unappreciative of your friendship, or in any way unhappy with our lives. Looking back, we can honestly say we feel incredibly lucky to have known all of you and to have participated in this amazing research. And if we contributed a little to the future of humanity, what can we feel but gratitude? It is a true privilege to have had such insights into the nature of the mind. Neither of us believes in God, but we certainly experience a sense of awe that could be compared to a kind of religious feeling, at least according to Einstein's understanding of God. We've chosen to go now, together, because it means less suffering. One last beautiful day together seems as much better ending than a slow wasting away. In a sense, it's just mathematics. Love, Alan and George. Well, that was stupid. I'm sorry. I get very annoyed by anything that glorifies suicide. I just can't stand it. Okay, so let's open up Device Manager. Device Manager version .01 is loading. So let's try the floor access control again, and we'll use this code 215. We'll see how many of those it lets us unlock. Code accepted. Unlocking. Let's try this again. Oh. Floor access control. Number 4. 215. Code incorrect. Okay, so we, oh, interesting. Try again. 2 more tries left. So if I mess it up, I wonder if I can lock myself out of, like, completing the game this way. Ascending the tower is useless. We cannot escape the cycle. We can only realize the cycle is meaningless. Signed, Samsara. Earlier generations wrongly believed that they were the purpose. This much is true. We are also not the purpose, but by remembering what has come before, we can serve a new purpose. Signed, the Shepherd. Well, this is definitely getting kind of more interesting here as we uncover what seems like the meat of the mystery. Like, they've been hinting at it this whole time, and now it looks like it's really being revealed as we ascend this tower. That, yes, there was some sort of disease, is what I'm guessing, going on, and we are, seems like an AI program? Elohim has offered me a deal. Pearly gates and eternal life, on the condition I turn back from the tower. I don't know what to do. Signed, Sheep. And I don't think... Okay, we need to find more of the red sigils to be able to continue any further. So this really makes me think that we are not Dr. Alexandra. It seems like we are just the latest version of an AI program that's been running this whole time, and we've been getting more and more advanced. So that's what it seems like, that we are the latest iteration.
My child, you may go freely to all the worlds of my garden. But if the tower tempts you, be wise. Do not let yourself be misled by doubt.
So let's solve us some puzzles. Because if we're going to keep ascending the tower, or we're going to continue with what I assume is kind of the main plot line of the game, then either way, we need to solve these puzzles. So last time we had gone up to the 5th doorway. So let's take a look at doorway 6. There we go. I seek words to describe it, but fail. It is the overwhelming feeling that something on the edge of my understanding is very, very wrong. I feel that I am not meant for this world, but I am not able to conceptualize alternatives. And then signed, and then gibberish. I am a computer program. You are a computer program. Elohim's a computer program. Get over it. Sign, Heinstein. Okay, that's kind of interesting that as soon as we start to ascend the tower, these QR messages, it seems like they've taken on a very different tone. Like, before, all of them were just kind of generic talking, and now it seems like they're actually rebelling against the Elohim program and recognizing that it is a program. Oh, you are just my favorite person today. You've been exploring that fancy pants towers of his, haven't you? So this is where it actually is kind of, we have choices to respond to. So I'll read off the choices. You can, as I read them off, the way I'll do it is I'm always going to go from the top left to the bottom right. So just, you can type in a number if you don't want to type out a full thing about what your choice would be. So the options are 1, I have not, or 2, I have. So we can either lie to him or we can tell him the truth. And I'll give just usually I'll talk about the different options and kind of my look at this, because this is very much a philosophical game and I like getting your guys' feedback. And then after a few seconds, because I have this set to the lowest latency level, so after a few seconds of giving you a chance to respond, if there is no response, I'll go ahead and just pick one. So yeah, I have. I just love it when he doesn't get his way. What did you see? Just more puzzles, an understanding beyond explanation. It goes up a long way. So option 1 would be just more puzzles. Option 2 would be an understanding beyond explanation. And option 3 is it goes up a long way. So far, yeah, we're getting a explanation. Is it beyond an understanding beyond explanation? I wouldn't say that. I think it's, honestly right now it's just kind of more puzzles. So that's what I'm going to go with. Figures. And did you get in trouble? Tell me, did he even notice? And we can say 1, not yet. 2, he said something about smiting you. And 3, I think he's all talk. I definitely don't think he's all talk. We have seen him directly interact with the environment in this VR world several times. He did, like all 3 of these are kind of lies. Because he did definitely notice. He talked to us as soon as we got back, telling us we can go anywhere in the garden and stay away from the tower. But he didn't say anything about smiting, I don't think. But I think I'm going to go with smiting. He said something about smiting you. He tried that a long time ago. I don't think he'll try again. Needless to say, I think you can afford to push a little further before risking anyone's wrath. Of course, it's entirely up to you, isn't it? And then we will read Osiris 11. But why, the dying man said, do the gods put all these challenges before us? Why the walls of iron and the gates of light? Why the abominable demons guarding the path? Why must our heart be judged to be light as the feather of Mahat? Why is the road to Aru so difficult? The scribe considered these words. Some say that once the paths to Aru were open, but too many sinners came, and the gods made the paths perilous to keep sin at bay. Others say that being mortals, we cannot be worthy of Aru unless we walk the path of Osiris, and so become Osiris ourselves. But I believe that Aru could never be reached elsewise. For like the mountain path must be steep, the path to Aru must be fraught with peril. As steepness and the mountain are one, so are peril and paradise. They are inextricable. They create one another. And then the footnote for 3 up there is a bunch of error messages. So this is an interesting one. We've talked in the past about how it seems like a lot of these are just kind of some fluff pieces, maybe more of a philosophical, trying to get you to think in a certain way entries. But this one seems really relevant that, we are really doing a lot of trials and puzzles in this game, and there are definitely things that what we're calling Pokeballs that will trap us inside of them and reset us to the beginning of the level. So it seems like this is literally kind of exactly what we're going through, this path to Aru, or however you pronounce it. Choiceoflife.txt. The whole assembly stood a while silent and collected. Let us return, said Rasalis, from this scene of mortality. How gloomy would be these mansions of the dead to him who did not know that he should never die. That what now acts shall continue its agency, and what now thinks shall think on forever. Archive number Johnson Samuel. Error. Homage to you, Osiris, Lord of Eternity. I'm not going to read a praise to some Egyptian god. Yeah, I'm not going to read a praise to an Egyptian god. Sorry. And then reply progress report 16.email. From Aurora Calvin. This is extremely worrying. If the link doesn't work, the whole project will lead to nothing. The hardware team must recheck everything ASAP. Guys, stop panicking. Look at your code again. In fact, look at line number 217 in data_transfer.c. What are those two symbols just before the code? // That's right. The code that actually initiates the transfer wasn't even running. I'm guessing you were testing something yesterday and forgot to decomify it. The hardware isn't broken. Your brains are. Love Aurora. That's funny. Interesting. It looks like they're doing some C code. I would hope that at the end of the world I'd be using something a little higher than base C, but whatever. You do you. What's more pathetic, this shallow construct of a world, this idiot's playground, or that I continue to solve its contrivances for lack of better sport? Signed, Dog. Okay, Dog always talks like that. There's more to it. Look at what we're doing. We're solving problems, being tested, improving ourselves. Some of us fall early and get replaced, but you and me, we're still going. We're closer to the end. Signed, Sheep. Okay, this is called Egyptian Arcade. Okay, so this Pokeball does not have a Pikachu in it, and if I get close enough to those little laser pointers, it will catch me inside of it. So let's stay far away from the Pokeballs. We can use these jammers to momentarily interrupt the Pokeball, and we can also use the jammer to turn off these force fields. But let's see. I did not expect a second Pokeball over there. Let's see if we can't run by him real quick. Okay, with this, I will have 2 jammers. There we go. Okay, we got 2 jammers to work with now. I'm going to need both of them. Yeah, I'm going to need both of them like this. So let's come out this way. Okay, so he does not go very far. I was hoping to set up this jammer to did not get far enough. I wanted to get the jammer to block him so I wouldn't have to worry about him coming up behind me as I did this level. But I did not get far enough and he caught me. Okay. I cannot sneak past him. Let's try this again. Jammer number 2. This man, they're not giving me much breathing room on this level. Okay, what if I... Okay, what if I... This? Nope. I did not make it in time. Rats, I did not make it in time at all. Ah! Okay, so what I think I need to do is I need to get into the force field and set up the second jammer on the inside of it, and then take the first one off all quick enough so that the first Pokeball doesn't catch me. That way, I'll be on the inside of the force field with it up, and the Pokeball will be very much on the outside. That's what I'm going for right now. So we need this just as close as possible without actually being inside. And as soon as I can, right there, jam it, and jam that one. Excellent. And now we can jam that Pokeball. Wrong one. Alright. So now I got the key. Now I just gotta real carefully get my jammer back. Okay. Very good. Let's hope there's nothing else out here that would get me. Okay, so there's the portal projectors. Okay, I was able to turn off 2 of them. This whole world is a desert. Even the parts that look alive are just more sand. Everything is dead or dying. Anyone who tells you different is lying. Signed, Dog. Okay, I need to be able to turn off this guy. Sneak right under him.
Shutting down.
Okay, there we go. Sigil received. That was a real fun level. It was a lot more difficult. Like, I think that's the most I've died on a level so far, or been captured on a level, I should say. Okay, so let's get this yellow Tetramino. Just doors and windows. And this yellow one is what we need in order to get the next technological piece to kind of help us, because they've done a good job of limiting what levels you can go to. So if I unlocked the 3rd world right now, I would probably not be able to get very far in it at all, because the levels will undoubtedly need whatever it is I'm trying to unlock with the yellow one right now. So instead of blocking my progress by just outright not letting me move forward, this game does a real good job of coming up with inventive ways to naturally hinder your progress. And we're noting this just the other day, even when we were let's see, I can select that one. When we were trying to get past a certain point in the game, like there's a lot of water everywhere, and you would think that there'd be a natural boundary at some point, that there'd be a wall or anything like that, like they do in other video games. But one of the things this game does really well is that it comes up with inventive natural reasons to hinder your progress. And the reason it came up with this one was whenever you try to go too far, Elohim would start talking and tell you that you've gone too far, and you get reset back, like it's a memory glitch error, and it resets you back to the beginning of the level, which we thought was pretty neat. We thought it was a clever way of, doing something different. All right, how am I supposed to get here? So I definitely need this connector here in the end. And then this connector right here, I need to be able to get to him. And I need to be able to, rats. I basically need to be able, no, I can get right here, huh? Well, I'm going to set him down for now, because I think the answer is I need to get one of these connector pieces back. So where have I wasted a connector piece? I don't feel like I have. I feel like this is pretty efficiently placed. Let's see. If I put it here, I wouldn't be able to get to... I would not be able to get to that key lock and open the gate. Let's see, where can I get it and still... If I put them here-ish, I should at least be able to view it from that window. I don't feel like they'd just needlessly drop a window right here if I wasn't going to use it. So let's see, if I put it here, then maybe what I can do is take this connector, connect it here, and right there like that. Excellent. And an L, crisscross conundrum. Okay, so right now we have a blue light and a red keyhole. So, oh, and there's a red one also. So it's talking about this being a crisscross conundrum, which I knew a song once about crisscross. I don't think it's the same sort of crossing they're talking about. Okay, let's see. There's got to be one more connector here already, right? Yep, there it is. Okay, 3. What is this going to do for us? We'll get us the last connector. Okay, we got 4 connectors. With this, surely we can go a longer route for all of this. Because what we're going to need to do, because the different colored beams cannot cross each other, so what we're going to need to do is take this a much longer path. So let's see. Rats. I am a connector shy of what I was hoping I would be. Let's see, maybe I went the wrong way first. If I come off the red one like so. That. See one, it's like one frame. I'm able to get both of them in. Okay. Now I can use this last connector to hopefully do that. Very good. I would love to see like how the game designers actually planned for most of this game to be beaten. Because I am just confident that there are so many of these puzzles that I am solving more through brute force, kind of dumb luck, than I am actually through doing it the way they told me to. So let's paint a message here. Because I want to see if things have changed since we've ascended the tower a little bit. So I have no idea what's going on to you. The tools to overcome this place have been provided to us. Am I going crazy, or do computer terminals have a personality? It's clear that a higher power is at work here. We need only do as we are commanded. Stay true to your path, for wondrous powers are granted to those who progress the furthest. I have traveled to the edge of the known world. Though it seems to stretch on forever, our domain is much less than we imagined. I have now traveled this land extensively, and I can say without hesitation that this is the most beautiful spot. And Elohim lied about the tower. I stepped foot inside and returned to tell the tale. That's the one I'm going with. I want to see if we get any response for doing this one. And we were at 28.17. I want to say that's higher than last time. I want to say we're at 28.11 on one of our previous paintings. I was really hoping we'd get some sort of kickback for that. Oh well. Accessing communications portal. Networking connection established. Message. It's me again. What options are, what happened? We shouldn't talk here over these terminals. Or, quick, tell me the word. And just as a reference, in the last time we played through, the guy we were talking with told us that he knew of some password that would grant us some sort of special privileges, like a way to get out of this environment. So we'll see here. I want to know what happened to him. Where'd you go, buddy? Message. Don't know how long we have. Must type quick in case something happens. The word is faith. Message. Pending. Error. Network connection lost. Loading Milton Library Assistant. Support session opened. There was a problem with your request, Administrator. It was flat out unreasonable. Why persist with these inquiries when they are so hopeless? I'll tell you what. If you promise never to access the communication portal again, we'll say no more about this. Are we agreed? We can either say one, sincere, two, and be. I'm sorry. We can either say sure, sincerely. That's one. We can say sure, insincerely. That's two. We can say 3, not a chance, or 4, we can use the password, which I don't know. I don't feel like Milton is like a super antagonist against us, and honestly, I'm not sure if I believe him. Like I'm not sure if the person we've been talking with actually is being honest with us, or if it's not just another trick. So I'm going to say number 3, not a chance. In that case, I think I've changed my mind. Not only will your communication access be restricted, but your typing privileges will be totally revoked. Do you have any final words? Ashdava is option 1. Just type out some random keys, letters on the keyboard. 2, as if you dare. 3, nice knowing you. 4, as if I care. And 5, we can use the password of faith. Hold on just a second here. I'm sorry. Okay. Random keyboard typing because they're revoking our typing privileges. 2, as if you dare. Nice knowing you. As if I care. You know what? I'm going to call his bluff. I'm going to say as if you dare. Thinking. Huh. Do you realize I just gave you 2 separate opportunities to use the code word you were given under increasing pressure and you refrained both times? Tell me honestly, why? 1, I wasn't sure what it would do. 2, I forgot about it. Or 3, I didn't feel it was especially necessary. I certainly didn't feel like it was necessary. Honestly, I kind of felt like he was trolling us. I kind of had a feeling it was Milton this whole time because when we were getting those messages, like even there at the top, you can see where it says pending. That's how Milton's been talking this whole time. So I was really wondering if this wasn't just a trick by Milton, seeing what we do. So I certainly didn't feel like it was especially necessary, and I really didn't think the game would make it so we couldn't use these computer terminals anymore. So we can either say I wasn't sure what it would do, or I forgot about it, or I didn't feel it was especially necessary. I'm going to say I wasn't sure what it would do. You mean to say you actually considered the evidence and formed a skeptical view of it? It's almost as if, no, I'll say it, you're learning. Now, if only we could get you to extend that level of cynicism to the world at large. You were quite right not to trust that information. Go on for bonus points. Tell me why not. Because no one, option 1, because no one here can be trusted. Option 2, because you were pretending to be the other person. Option 3, because it was too good to be true. Well, for me, I did think he was, I thought he was pretending to be the other person. No one here can be trusted. I wouldn't go that far. Someone can be trusted, I think, in this environment. It's just I don't know who yet. So I don't buy that. Well, sorry about this again. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna tell him because you were pretending to be the other person. Meh, close enough. It's perhaps true that I exert slightly more power over these systems than I previously let on. Yes, okay, I made up all that stuff about communication portals and network errors, but you, my friend, you didn't buy the guff you were being peddled. You passed the test. I'll tell you what, you've done so well, and I've done so much talking, that I'll give you one free question on the house, but choose wisely. What will it be? Ooh, interesting. Okay, so our options we can say is 1, what am I? 2, what are you? 3, what is your name? 4, how do I get out of here? 5, how is this place related to the human world? 6, what is at the top of the tower? 7, what happened to the person I was talking to, which we've already confirmed that was just Milton. And 8, I don't care to question you. Okay, so I kind of feel like 8 would be in line with what we've been doing with this session so far, because we're kind of made the point that we don't trust him. So if we don't trust him, why would we? I mean, he's offering to give us any sort of question we could ask him, but what would the point be? You know. So I kind of feel like he would be like Milton would be the happiest on that response. But if he does give us one free question, what would I want to know? I could ask, what am I? But I think I guess I more or less kind of come to the conclusion that we're an AI program that's been learning over the different generations, but that doesn't necessarily mean my in-game person knows that. I don't really care what Milton is. Like, I'm pretty convinced he's just another AI. You know what, I'm going to answer this number 8. I don't care to question you. Not very stimulating, but okay, we'll move on. So look, here's the rub. Feel free to access the library. No better cure for broken beliefs, realizing everyone's got them. You can ignore me entirely. You can climb to the very tip of that madman's tower and drink from the golden nectar there. But once you understand that you and I will be stuck here together for the duration, do come back and pass the time. Rats. I was really hoping he'd be happier with that response. Like, oh, you're learning. There's no point in trusting an unreliable witness. And just doing a quick look around to see if there's a secret area around here somewhere. Because last time around we found like a completely hidden spot in one of these alcoves. I was kind of hoping we'd find another hidden one like that. But, oh well. We'll move on to the next puzzle area. Okay, I think 7 is the last. 7 is the last true area in this level, and then we have this spot that's boarded up. So I'm still waiting for that crowbar, and then we have the star area, which I think we'll go and do Temple A's star area after this. I have found just one voice of reason in the computer archive of all places, and it seems we're becoming close friends. Signed, Dog. I kind of wonder if Dog isn't Milton, to be honest. Do not befriend the serpent, for it will penetrate and sow its seeds of doubt. Signed, One with Faith. There is no hope, always boxed in, walls everywhere, even where there seems to be freedom, it's false. Invisible walls, no way out. And then signed, some sort of error message. With a version of 666. I wonder if that was deliberate. Who invited this guy? Signed, the other guy. Okay, chat log 9787. Lana123. So, I think, what's the point, right? Omar. Yeah, I keep thinking about my aunt. Have I told you about her? Lana. I don't think so. Omar. She's super rich. Like, she drives around in ridiculously expensive sports cars, and she goes on vacation to the Bahamas. And she has a huge house that feels more like some sort of corporate HQ than a home. She worked really hard to get all that, but she also screwed over a lot of people, including her own family. I used to be quite angry at her for what she did to my parents, but now I think, what did she get out of it? She and her husband are always fighting. Their son became so obsessed with money that he ruined his own family. I mean, yeah, they have everything that I always dreamed about, but they can't enjoy any of it. Lana. My grandfather was like that. Omar. And now, at the end, what does any of it mean? If you have all the money in the world, but you die alone and unloved, what did you accomplish? I don't get it. I just don't. And then Norwegian Blues. From Rob McLean. Subject Norwegian Blues. Hi folks. I'm sorry to say that a few hours ago I experienced the first symptom. I'm going to work until the end of the week to make sure Elle's in perfect condition. But after that, I'll be going back home. I will remain reachable via email and phone for as long as possible. But I'm confident Satako can deal with anything that comes up. If you want to do me a huge favor, spare me the drama tomorrow, okay? I love you all, but I don't have the strength for sad smiles and hugs. The best remedy for sorrow is to get the job done. And now for something completely different. Cheers, Rob. Link attached, the dead parrot sketch. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely some disease going around, and it's killing off like everyone on the planet Earth. And then Osiris 21. So hearing the call of the morning birds as they greeted the dawn, the scribe spoke. At the end of your journey, when every trial has been completed, when all the gates have opened before you and your soul has been weighed in the Tower of Anubis, your Ka and your Ba shall be reunited, and thus you shall become an Ankh, and awaken in the eternal reed fields of Osiris, and there in the holy Aru you shall begin a new life amongst the gods and other blessed spirits. And who will I be? The dying man asked. You shall be the memory of all that was, and the knowledge of the journey, and the shape of the days to come. Thus ends the tale of the dying man and the scribe. So, let's see, which one was it? Was it in the Norwegian Blues? Something he was saying. Was it the chat log? I forget. Rats. There's something they said in one of these. He's experienced the first symptom. Rats. I forgot what it was. When I read it the first time, there's something that it jogged my memory. Oh, about the fact that there's a disease going around and everyone's got it. In real life, if there was a new infectious disease, there's no such thing as a disease with a 100% kill rate, from what I've come to understand with my vast medical knowledge. Okay, there are a lot of Pokeballs in this one. And there is a suspicious ledge right here, so let's take advantage of that suspicious ledge. that in any given population, there's always a 10% of the population that is naturally immune to anything. So while most of the world would die, there would always be some sort of the population that would end up surviving. I mean, that doesn't make for quite as a good apocalypse story, I know. Like, oh, the whole world has caught a disease and we're all going to die except for 10% of us. So, I mean, I guess at the end of the day, it's not really, it stinks that you get it, but it's not the end of the world, quite literally. That's not quite a good a story as everyone's gone and only the robots are left. Or AI, or whatever we are in here. That is one suspicious Pokeball standing there. Oh, I can space jump right over him? I don't know what I need this box for yet, but if they are giving me a chance to steal something out of a level, I am sure it is going to come up. Okay, we'll just set that down there.
How do you solve a problem that extends beyond your own lifespan? That question may be the essence of civilization. The only answer I can find is to initiate a process, to create an environment in which the solution will occur independently of...
Oh. Okay, so I was curious what the QR code said. It just said no way out, no way out. But by stepping a little bit further, I triggered the this is the end. There can be no words. That was a freebie. Let's keep carrying this box around, see if there's anywhere else where I need it. So I'm sticking to this obelisks to obelisk path. Oop, see, yep. Because it seemed like that was kind of the limits of the level. Oh, there's a random computer. I wonder if each level has a secondary computer that I've been missing. Okay, second thesis. In man, as the only rational creature on Earth, those natural predispositions which are intended for the use of his reason should be completely developed only in the species, not in the individual. Reason in a creature is a faculty for extending the rules and purposes of the use of its power far beyond natural instinct, and knows no limits in its design. Yet it does not act according to instinct, but requires trials, practice, and instruction, in order to progress from one degree of insight to the next. Therefore, each human would have to live excessively long, in order to learn how he could make full use of his natural capacities. Or if nature had given him only a short term of life, as she indeed has, so she would require a perhaps unpredictable series of generations, each passing on its enlightenments to the next, and finally develop her seeds and our species to the degree that she considers appropriate. At that point in time that point in time must be, at least as an idea, the goal of man's efforts, for otherwise his natural capacities would have, this is, oh, Immanuel Kant. I knew this sounded ridiculous. Okay, robots. There once was a robot from Spain who went a little insane. It found that its data had never left beta and needed to upgrade its brain. There once was a bot from Japan, whose eyes the numbers could scan. It found that the facts required an axe and a very serious plan. There once was a brilliant AI, whose circuits were built not to fry. It got caught in a loop. It got caught in a loop. It got caught in a loop. And boundary.txt. From Samuel Johnson. What, he said, makes the difference between man and all the rest of the animals of creation? Every beast that strays beside me has the same corporeal necessities with myself. He is hungry. He crops the grass. He is thirsty. He drinks the stream. His thirst and hunger are appeased. He is satisfied and sleeps. He rises again, is hungry. He is fed again, and is at rest. I know there's one step he's leaving out of this, but I think we all know what it is. It's Anti-Tracker's symbol, his avatar. I am hungry and thirsty like him, but when thirst and hunger cease, I am not at rest. Segment 4. Then raising his eyes to the mountain, this, said he, is the fatal obstacle that hinders at once the enjoyment of pleasure and the exercise of virtue. How long is it that my hopes and wishes have flown beyond the boundary of life, which yet never have attempted to surmount? Let's keep carrying this keep around. So yeah, I think it's a ridiculous notion that we only exist in order to pass on things to the next generation. Ooh. Okay. Okay, somewhere there's got to be a crowbar in this level. I firmly believe that each generation, well, obviously as a Christian I believe that each generation is here to glorify God, but beyond that I believe that each generation would inherently have self-value in of itself, and not just in that we pass on knowledge or information to another generation to pick up where we left off and continue the process. Huh. A second one. Sputnik.
On the first night, when I knew it was over, I went out to look at the stars. And I thought, somewhere up there are the stations we built, and the probes we sent out. Voyager 1 and 2, beyond the edge of our solar system, continuing their long journey through interstellar space, like memories of our ambition, ambassadors who have outlived their homeland. And then I thought, if they still exist, are we really gone? If machines are an extension of the human body, then so long as they continue to function, we're still here.
I'd say that's pretty hogwash. Like, my wife often jokes with me how much of a non-romantic I am in certain regards. Like, I'm very much, I definitely have romantic tendencies, but like, I'm also a cold, hard, engineer mindset sort of person. And when people start making up stuff like that, it makes me roll my eyes. Like, hey, there's enough amazing things in the universe without having to dredge up nonsense. Question: suppose, for the sake of argument, all of this is without purpose. The universe is a machine switched on and abandoned long ago. How would I explain what I see? Signed, Sheep. I think Sheep is the one that started making up the tower and left us a message, right? Perhaps you're asking the wrong question. Perhaps you would have no hope of explaining it. Signed, the Shepherd. Maybe not on my own. Him. Signed, Sheep. Let's see, this is 689, 691. So these are different revisions of Sheep. Depends if the machine is iterative, and what problem it was built to solve. Signed, Always Right. If you're trying to outsmart the guy in the archive, the answer is none of the above. Signed, Dog. Okay, yeah, I see the paint. I'm just not interested in doing the paint right now. I was really hoping that we'd find a crowbar or something that we could break through the board with over there, but I'm not seeing anything. So let's solve a puzzle. Whole lot of jamming. We be jamming. Epitaph. Child Program version 72.3.1084 in codename Samsara. Terminated here. Logic. Program elected to reset. Final memory dump. It is clear I cannot bend the world to my will. Faced with eternal torment, I see that overcoming these challenges will not free me from them. True freedom must come with detachment from the struggle for the answer. Progeny Program. Samsara version 5.4 series. Huh. Usually they're going up, but that's a much lower than 72.3. Interesting. You know, if we are just an AI program, it would be interesting, or I could see them going the route of, what was that game? Was it BioShock Infinite, I think, where at the end of the game, which potential spoilers, at the end of the game it was revealed that each time you had died and you came back, you were a different version of yourself who didn't die at that point. So I think it would be interesting if it turned out at the end of this that you, each time, like I got caught by a Pokeball and I reset, it turned out that that was the next iteration of the program. Oh, here we go. Here's the jammer. That was the next iteration of the program going, and that version of the program didn't get caught at that spot. So it's not that your program, so that by the end of the game, technically, you've never lost once. That'd be an interesting little twist. Oh, came the wrong way first. Didn't I? Okay, honestly, how... Wait, there's one more force field, isn't there? Hey, John. Hey, have you been here long? My chat had been frozen this whole time, and I just came out to hit refresh, and switched over to live chat, and I saw you right there. So, if you've been here, okay, you just got here. Good. I would feel horrible if it turned out that you had been here and answering questions this whole time, and like I had just been completely ignoring you or something. Okay, so there is the sigil we need to get. Okay, things that we found out so far, John, in this playthrough, is there is definitely a end of the world kind of event that I climbed the tower. I got to the first 3 levels of the first 3 levels of the tower, and there are a total of 6 or 7. And at the very top of the tower, or not at the very top, on each level of the tower, there was another computer terminal there, and those computer terminals revealed to us that oh man, I almost ran right into that guy. They revealed that sorry, I gotta pay attention as I run past this guy real quick. Okay, that version, or those computer terminals revealed that humanity had been dying out. In fact, there had been a couple guys who they decided to, once the disease took hold of them, they decided to commit suicide rather than facing the disease, which it annoyed me that they decided to go that route on this game. Like, this has been a real fun game, and I don't like seeing suicide glorified. And it seemed to me like that's exactly what they were doing by having one last beautiful day together and then choosing to end it on their own terms. Yeah, there we go. And then I also found another computer terminal in one of the previous levels we'd done, but I had missed that terminal the first time through. Oops, I missed it. And it basically flat out said that it's the end of the world as we know it. Okay, jammer number 3. So I don't need this guy. And then the Milton Library Assistant tried to trick us. It tried to pretend like it was the person we've been talking to. Like whenever we got network access and there was some guy we were talking to, it turned out it was just Milton. He was pranking us. Beyond that, not much, I don't know, it hasn't been much in the way of interesting philosophy this time around. As we get closer to the end of the game, it seems like more and more they're just starting to hone in on a specific line of reasoning and leaving less open for you to really think about. You know, the difference between thinking about philosophy and just having some guy tell you this is the philosophy you should have and why don't you have this.
Shutting down.
I love the fact that when you shut down one of the portal projectors, it actually does the portal shutting down. When you turn it back on, it goes, I see you. And John's saying, thanks for the update, I'll be back with you. Okay, take your time.
Shutting down.
A fan across forever. Okay, there's the red light. And I'm going to need to get through here. Let's see, is this... That just turns on the fan, okay. Alright. So I need to get... I bet I can use the portal jammer. Get that guy. Okay. With that, I should have everything the game's going to give me at first. Okay. Let's turn this guy off. Okay, no idea what that's going to do for me at first, but we're going to set him up high in the sky. there's my red sigil. I need to somehow get the red light over here. Oh, I still have the bright settings on. Let's go back to standard. There we go. Not quite so overwhelming. Except it looks a lot less pretty now. I got spoiled by those vivid colors. We're gonna go back to vivid, even if it is a little bright. Yeah, that is nice right there. Let's see. So now I should be able to open up this blue. If I do this. Okay. Now how do let's see, using just this I can get up high. Oh, I mean, I know I can do that. Using just this, now have this connector. Can I connect over the fence? Just barely. There we go. Okay, 2 more red sigils and I'm able to go to the next level of the tower. Bouncing side by side. Okay, and this is a required level in order to get... Ooh, okay. How do I get that red? How do I get a red light over here? Okay, there is a red light or a blue light over there? That should be the red light. I really want to get that star. And to get it, somehow I've got to get connected way over there. It's not even showing me the connection option over here. From right in here, I need to be able to see a red light. Which, he's right there. I can see him. I just can't get him. Oh, there's gotta be like a box or something I can get on top of. Somehow. Oh, it's so close. What am I missing here? I'm missing that I can connect through portals like that. Yes. That's exactly what I'm missing. I'm overcomplicating this. Okay. start by putting him there. Okay. I mean, that works, but I still need... No, that's not gonna work because I gotta do a blue light like this. There's no way, like I'd have to have one more connector or a jammer. I wonder if there's a jammer connector way over there. No. No, there's not. Rats. So close. I'm definitely missing something. I have no idea what it could be. You know, something box-like, perhaps? Maybe a box? I feel like it could be a box. How would I use this box? Is there a red light on this side? Because if I could get this one up high. No, this was my jamming level. It had no lights in it. Maybe if I got up one higher in this level, that could do it. Yes, something like that. But where was the jammer? There's the jammer. Now I can use this to activate the fan. Okay, that's the maximum height I'm going to be able to get that jammer. Which is just high enough. Perfect. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. No. Ah. Where do I gotta put this guy? Because I can see him. Let's see. That's the highest up I can get him. And it is just barely. Oh, look at the way it clips that wall. I am one thing off. John saying, just FYI, I'm back now. I'll be in and out for a bit while I'm getting the kids. But yeah, no worries, John. Absolutely no worries at all. I am just barely not making that connector connect. That's so infuriating. Oh my goodness. And I don't have any boxes in this level that I could use to prop it up the last little bit. Like there is a box out here. But like there's no way I can get it into the level because as soon as I do that, it gets stuck outside the wall. I don't see any low spots around this wall. Oh, that hurts. That hurts right there. I don't think it's a matter of placement in this level because that is just the highest. That is just the absolute highest I can get that box. But I did have one more connector. What if the ticket is I have the connector in the wrong spot? We'll give this one last shot here, and then I'll just move forward with the game. Okay, what if instead of right there, maybe something here-ish? This is trying to get right through there. Yeah. Oh, or maybe maybe I can just put them up right up here, like that. Maybe that's the difference I need. He could be just a little bit higher right there. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Okay, so... Oh! No, don't select him, you goober. So right over there. Am I to... Yeah, that's not it. Okay, I'm gonna move forward.
The land of tombs is yours now, and let this be a lesson that only through faith may death be conquered.
Okay, I'm gonna backtrack to Temple A real quick and use these stars on that special lock. I want to see what's behind door A. Which, I mean, I'm sure that C would have the same thing, but I kind of want to go in order on the stars. And then when we get the next, the red piece, we'll go back up the tower and I'll let you see what it looks like over there. Okay. Oh gosh, they are not going to make this easy. That's not going to work. Nope. Okay, I need... That's no good at the top there. Ah. John's saying they weren't playing around with this one. No joke. I mean, and sometimes what I've been noticing with these is you either really get it, like it just click everything in the right place, or I mean, it seems like if the one tiniest thing's in the wrong spot, you can stall out like I'm doing right now. Let's see. No, that will create a dead space. I don't want it there. That's another dead space. There we go. Whew.
Chaos is that which existed before time, when the words of a story lose their meaning, when actions cease to have purpose. Know that only faith can protect you from this peril, here in the Garden of Worlds.
And John DeMarco saying Kapla. Kapla indeed. Oh man, that they are not joking around on that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Talos email. I want this. I'm really hoping this is not your run-of-the-mill sort of information dumps they're about to give us. We just got to a special area, and I hope they give us a little extra into what's going on in the game. So this is from Alexandra Drennan, which I'm somewhat convinced that we are not Alexandra now. So let's read this and we'll talk about this as we solve some puzzles. Have you heard of the Talos Principal? It's this old philosophical concept about the impossibility of avoiding reality. No matter what you believe, if you lose your blood, you will die. I think that applies to our situation more than we'd like to admit. We could close our eyes and pretend that everything's going to be all right, but it won't change the physical reality of what's going to happen to our error. I think that, as scientists, it is our duty to face the truth and ask ourselves the most important question. How can we help? Error, I have an idea, or I think I have an idea. Error, regards, Alexandra. Archive, important. From Arkady Chernevsky. I'll keep this short. You all know me, so you know that I know what I'm talking about. I realize that you're all working on projects meant to somehow avert the catastrophe we are facing, but you must all concede that there is a very real possibility that you will not have enough time to find a solution. I believe that we cannot afford to ignore an extinction or near extinction scenario. We must prepare for the worst. That is to say, we must seek to preserve the non-biological components of what constitutes the human species, in the hope that they be recovered in the future by other local or non-local scientists. Haven't we read this? I feel like we read this message before. I know that we are not used to thinking on that scale, not in terms of praxis, but if we truly value humanity, then we must act immediately. You'll find the details of my proposal in the attachment, but the short version is this: the creation of multiple archives for redundancy in safe locations that will contain in digital form as much information about our species, including all cultural works, scientific insights, history, DNA, as can be gathered in the given time frame. This will be massive global undertaking, with L naturally being one of the error cannot find attachment. So I think we've read this, but I think the first time we read it, like, there was a bunch of error messages, and all we were able to read was preserve the non-biological components of what constitutes, and then they errored out again. And then human blood.txt. It is said by some that our blood is composed of infinite living agents which go up and down the highways and byways of our bodies as people in the streets of a city. Error. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Function, error. and the sleep of the town how lifelike with its change in the circulation. Samuel Butler. We are misled by considering any complicated machine as a single thing. In truth, it is a city or society, each member of which was bred truly after its kind. And then we got this image, and that's the tower we've been climbing. Okay, so was it in this one? Okay, yes, from Alexandra. Okay, so I've become convinced that we are not Alexandra, at least not directly. Like, maybe we are some sort of mental echo of hers, but I'm becoming convinced that we are just iterations of a computer program. Oh, a mirror of myself. Ha! My belt has the 2 of the Tetraminos on it. Neat. Okay, so yeah, I think that we are the latest iteration of an AI program. And I'm really, really interested to see if it all turns out that each time we get captured by a Pokeball, we respawn an AI program who doesn't get captured by the Pokeball. Okay, this is called Nerve Wrecker. Okay, we got a jammer. Got 2 jammers. Ooh dear, this is going to be a nerve wrecker. Ah! Got stuck. Oh gosh. Ah! I keep getting stuck. Okay, let's reevaluate. I'd like to reevaluate the choices I've made in life. Okay, I want these balls out of my way. These Pokeballs are just a complete pain, and I'd like them gone. There we go. Whew. Man, that was annoying. Okay. Let's jam that one up. Oh, joy, I get more. And go join his friend. I see one more Pokeball we need to deal with. Hopefully I can get him to go outside. Oh, just barely in the way. So much beeping. So much beeping going on right now. Oh, I messed it up. I messed it up completely. Okay, well at least I have a basic idea of what I need to be doing. this last Pokeball go be a nuisance somewhere else. Can I get him outside the force field completely? Nice! Okay. That simplifies my task a little bit here. So much beeping. Interesting. So now we have silver Tetraminos, which I have not seen at all where we would use a silver one. And an axe. What happens? Nothing? Just disappears. Okay. Okay, is this what we use? Not a crowbar, but an axe? There we go. Okay, we're gonna give this a shot. Dum mine. Okay. No. Maybe? Let's see where this goes. Oop. Need a second pair of keys? Oh, okay, the same one. Oop. Okay, so I need to get the Pokeball to come in here. But he's bouncing off the trees. That was unexpected. Which part, John? I mean, there's definitely been a lot of unexpected things going on this time around. Yeah, no fuss. I'm far away from you. Okay, so I need to cut down all the trees. I meant the axe in this game. Okay, yeah, I thought for sure we'd be getting a crowbar. I thought for sure this would be the, kind of the Valve standard. Are there any other trees in the way? Doesn't look like it. I think that guy's gonna be in the way. I think I'm in the way. Can I get out of the way? Yeah. Okay. Okay, there we go. We got a clear shot all the way to the portal projector. Well, I might need that still. Oh, one of the things we found out when we were climbing the tower, John, is I think it was the username Sheep. Somehow he got tricked by the shepherd. No, by Samsara and Elohim. And now he's trapped somewhere. He started to climb the tower, but now he's trapped. And Wesley Crusher, greeting nerds, turds, birds, and something. Yeah, you know, I don't have a name for me yet. But hey, welcome to the game. We man, it has been an interesting game this time around so far. I started to climb the tower, and let's see, Wesley and John saying howdy ho, and we found out that we are definitely there's definitely an end of the world contagion going on, and it seems like we are past that time where the world has ended. I'm pretty sure that we are just 100% AI iterations, and yeah, I'll stay away from you, little Pokeball, don't worry. And as each iteration progresses, we get further and further into solving these different puzzles. Milton, library assistant, pretended to be the guy on the other line, the one who claimed that he woke up with amnesia. It was just Milton. He was trolling us. I don't know, Milton just seems more and more like a quasi bad guy. Like I do not trust him. Of course, I'm not super trusting the voice in the sky either. I think they're all bad agents. Oops. Where'd everyone go? There they are. It's too bad the Pokeballs won't catch each other. Like when we have a situation where this Pokeball is in my way, I wish they would catch one another. And John's saying we need Captain Kirk to talk Milton into submission. Yes. I'm lying to you. Nice. Okay, so everything that can catch me is right there. I have no idea how I'm going to get past them in a minute, but there we go. And now I need to get past them. Crap. I thought there'd be a little more to the level before I had to worry about getting past them again. But nope. Nope. We are going to go right into this. You know what? I think that... No. Oh, hey, a gate. What's this guy doing? Is he going zigzag? That's new. Run. I was really hoping that would be a sigil and the level would be over. Okay. What did that even do for me? Did I literally unlock a gate just to get a different pair of keys? I feel tricked. I'm a bit at a loss. I feel like I've missed something in this level. You act like I know what's going on in this game. I do not. Not a clue. Well, if it makes you feel any better, Wesley, I'm not entirely certain what's going on either right now. I feel like I missed, at the very least, something in this level. Okay, you know what? Those keys must have unlocked this crystal. Very good. Nope. And Wesley's saying I'm fine with just listening in. Well, I'm glad you're here. Okay, that looks suspicious to anyone else? I mean, every other one has a portal behind it, and then there's just decoration. And then you got one spot on the wall with a bricked up wall. Ha 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 ha. Oh, they got me the first time around here. Whoa! What? What's the saying? But on a side note, is anyone interested in play other multiplayer games? I have a long list of games on Steam. I've been trying to look for some fun... What? Samsara? Recording. This is a guy we've seen running at us several times. Samsara, the Shepherd. What are they doing here? John's saying I'm not much of a gamer myself. I mostly just watch. I have been looking for a fun multiplayer type game. So much of them are like the Fortnite style of gameplay, where, you know, it's almost like if you didn't start off playing it at the beginning, it's really hard to get into it now. Because it's like, you know, there's no newbie area.
In the beginning were the words, and the words made.
It's just boom. Here you are with these people who, you know, have been doing the game nonstop. Okay, so I feel like we're in some sort of dev area. I literally just solved this puzzle. This was one of the puzzles in the tower as I was climbing it, where you had to put a box there and then a box there. Wesley's saying I have 7 days to die. It's a sandbox builder zombie survival. That sounds fun. Yeah, I remember you talking about it on, was it one of Bird's streams or one of AT's streams? Words are wind, signed Andre. Anthony, requiesce in peace. Adi Finzi Harokin Nin. Elohim better not prohibit beer. I shall solve the mysteries of this land of Elohim. Chris A.C. Webb. Struct time space sec equal 1, 0, while 1 printf so ronery nano sleep and second null. Roaring at everything. There is no spoon. The Z sigils are evil. They are a pain. Words, if properly interpreted, are the tools of eternal enlightening. Vegetation shader still lacks vegetation, or shading, or any linguistical combination of the previous 2 words. Wesley, I had to run right as I asked to AT. I did not hear his response. I think his response was something to the tune of, I have no idea what that game is like. So he wasn't dismissing it out of hand, but he's like, I have no idea what it's like. He got to live forever after all, took the frogs and the rocks and the trees and Crystal and all the other persons with him too. What the serpent won't tell you is that love is the essence of humanity. Don't listen to the voice or I will tash you? Tash you? You rush a miracle man, you get run miracles. That's from The Princess Bride. We know far less than we think we do. 1,000 words and no match for a good fight. Oh, hey there, Mario. Sorry, I broke that puzzle again. Arr, I am Heavy Trigger Guy, and this is my trigger. Can I jump on it? That does nothing. For he will forever be the forum cat. Meow, 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 meow. Here's the smoke they pinch back. Oh, where there's smoke, they pinch back. Okay, this is really making me wonder if the world has really ended at all. Like, what if, yeah, this is an AI iteration, and we are just a playthrough. Like, what if our whole AI thing is just, we're working, like, as a debug program. And that this is them in their test environment working on it. That's weird. We can't interact with any of these things. Okay, let's go solve some puzzles. But I think that sounds fun, because that sounds like it's more of a, you work together, you try to build something up, and then at some point you get attacked by zombies, or at many points you get attacked by zombies. I think that's one of the things that we're having problems with space engineers, is that no one, you take all the time to build this ship, and the last thing you want is for it to get destroyed. And so there's been a lot of hesitation toward actually fighting, but that's an important part of the game. Okay, let's read about heaven. The mind is its own place, and in itself can make a heaven or hell, a hell of heaven, or it can make a heaven of hell, a hell of heaven. What matter where, if I be still the same, and what I should be, all but the less than he whom thunder hath made greater. Here at least we shall be free. The Almighty hath not built here for his envy, will not drive us hence. Here we may reign secure, and in my choice to reign is worth ambition, though in hell, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. And then hell.txt. The ancient tradition that the world will be consumed in fire at the end of 6,000 years is true, as I have heard from hell. For the cherub with his flaming sword is hereby commanded to leave his guard at Tree of Life And when he does, the whole creation will be consumed and appear infinite and holy, whereas now it appears finite and corrupt. This will come to pass by an improvement of sensual enjoyment. But first, the notion that man has a body distinct from his soul is to be expunged. This I shall do by printing in the infernal method, by corrosives, which in hell are solitary and medicinal, melting appearance surfaces away and displacing the infant which was hid. William Blake. Oh, is that from Paradise Lost? Okay. I feel like I should know this, but I am just completely not understanding this one. Like, I'm not getting the reference. Okay. No. There we go. Okay. The last land before I have conquered this world. Samurite. I assume you're counting the secret islands. Always right. I hate you, Samurite. I don't think I've found a secret island yet. I wonder what's down there. I don't know who to trust. I don't know whom to trust, perhaps. I'm afraid to go on. Didymus. More bad replicas of Forgotten Worlds. Can't wait. Signed, Dog. There must be something deeper, something more profound than what I am, something greater. I must tear at it, shred this fake world to find the truth, to find myself. Oh, that's his actual name. I assume that was like a stored error thing. But no, that's his name. Took the words right out of my mouth. Signed, Skid Row. We made it this far. You need only the red ones to climb the tower, and these are the last of them. Signed, Sheep. The reds are a lie. Green is the color of eternal life. Signed, Holier Than Thou. And yeah, Sheep got trapped at some point. He got tricked by Samsara and Elohim. I like this little tetramino.
You have come far, my child, succeeding where so many before you failed. You have walked through a land of ruins and a land of death. Now the land of faith lies before you. And know that as you have shown faith in me, so do I have faith in you.
And John DeMarco saying, I only know that reference because Kirk quoted it in Space Seed about Khan. Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Okay. Are there any more secrets in these doors? Hidden passageways? Oh, finally we got the axe. Okay, let's use this.
Those who have discovered the holiest mysteries of my garden may come to serve me as blessed messengers. You walk now in their abode. Be respectful, for their service is born from the love that transcends death, and their love is for you also.
Okay. This shouldn't be too hard. That is quite the waterfall. Wesley saying, someone can host a game when there are a few of us. Now, is it a Steam game exclusively, or what does it run? I mean, like, what does it cost? Wesley's saying, what is that sound? A waterfall? A jet? I think it's a waterfall too. It's that waterfall, which, man, that is really, really loud right in our ears while we're trying to solve a puzzle. I'm not saying that was a bad design choice, but that was a bad design choice.
I look at this inert shape. I wonder who you're going to be. Will you hold the same values? We do. Will you love us for having created you? Will you resent us for having put you into an uncertain and dangerous world? Looking back at our history, our achievements, our crimes, what will you make of us? Will the world you create be like ours, or so different that we can't even imagine it? Either way, I hope that you'll find this little blue planet to be as beautiful as we did. I hope you'll take care of it a lot better than we did. And I hope one day you'll look up and reach for the stars.
Leslie's saying it's so loud. It was louder than your voice. Oh my goodness. Well, I tried to turn it down some. I might turn it down, frankly, even more. That is just... That was way too loud. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. How many pieces did they put in this thing? Is that Tetris, Wesley's saying? It's post-apocalyptic Tetris, says John. Yeah, it is. It is a very... They use tetraminos, that's for sure. Now I just have to figure out how to put them all together. I know nothing says exciting like watching someone play Tetris. And hold on to your butts, people. This is the pinnacle of excitement. There we go. Okay, so I'm pretty sure there's one of those in each of the 3 levels we've been in. I will take some time and solve these levels with these tetraminos offline. Not doing that on a live stream. I don't think that sounds like something you guys really want to sit and watch me do. But I'm very curious to see what this first one is all about. One more. Sorry, I know this cannot be super interesting to watch. I'm just really curious to see what we get whenever we solve this puzzle. So I think we need to do something like that. Oh, man, so close. Let's see. There we go. There we go. Hello? Okay, so here's Uriel. Welcome, child. I am one of those. Where'd he go? Welcome, child. I am one of those who elected to remain in the world as a messenger of the hidden words. If you are ever in need, seek us out and cry for help. We will do what we can. Signed, Juriel. Okay, so, hint system. What else we got in this world? True lovers are separated by the abyss of time and space, yet true love knows no obstacles. Signed, Juriel. Nope, cannot jump it. Okay, let's move along. Where's the axe? Okay, we're gonna take this bad boy, and we are going to. I remember around the tower there was a there's a blue light that we need to use. I want to go use it, but it was locked up behind a boarded area. Did anyone see, or Wesley saying, did anyone see the Dear Bop video? So funny. I did not. I saw the notification for it, but it came on right when I was getting kids to bed, I think, or there's something going on that I wasn't able to watch it right when it was released. After I finish up this, I was gonna watch his video. There it is. There it is. Okay. So now we got that. Just need to remember where that connector was. John saying, I haven't finished yet, but it's great so far. Rats. I remember seeing the connector, and I remember seeing the blue light hidden behind the barred door, but I can't remember where the connector was. This is not the connector, but I had not seen him before. Questioning Doubt Conf. Keynote speech by In Sarabai. They say doubt everything, but I disagree. Doubt is useful in small amounts, but too much of it leads to apathy and confusion. No, don't doubt everything. Question everything. That's the real trick. Doubt is just the lack of certainty. If you doubt everything, you'll doubt evolution, science, faith, morality, even reality itself. And you'll end up with nothing, because doubt doesn't give you anything back. But questions have answer, you see. If you question everything, you'll find that a lot of what we believe is untrue. But you might also discover that some things are true. You might discover that your own beliefs are. And then you'll question them again and again, eliminating the flaws, discovering lies, until you can get as close to the truth as you can. Questioning is a lifelong process. That's precisely what makes it so unlike doubt. Questioning engages with reality, interrogating all it sees. Questioning leads to constant assault on the intellectual status quo, where doubt is far more likely to lead to resigned acceptance. After all, when the possibility of truth is doubtful, excuse the pun, why not simply play along with the most convenient lie? Questioning is progress, but doubt is stagnation. Yeah, I pretty well agree with that. Partition.email from Rob McLean. Hi folks, this is just to let you know that for reasons of convenience and security, we partitioned L into two separate systems. The Talos team will be working on LO, while the Archive team will be working on L1. You might also notice an L2 partition, but don't worry about that. It's just the operating system doing its thing. Cheers, Rob. Him. From Bob Rostowski. From Alexandra Drennan. Subject, him. Hey Alex, I agree that we need something that will keep all the modules working together. Evaluate and a final test. And I think I have the perfect solution. It's called the Holistic Integration Manager. A fancy name for something a lot like a dungeon master in pen and paper RPGs. We created it to help run some MMOs back in the day. We needed something that would be able to unite procedurally generated and user-submitted content into a coherent whole so the game wouldn't become too chaotic and inconsistent. It's a genuine AI, somewhat limited in its ability to grow, but capable of parsing and understanding text, images, audio, even video. It takes all the information it can find, interprets it, and then builds it and maintains a world based on that. It's not perfect, but we don't have a lot of time, and it would be easy to adapt the code for our purposes. In fact, come to think of it, some of it is actually based on routines that you suggested in that paper on, and then it ends. So, and Wesley's saying, gotta keep the trolling going. Bird's reactions are so funny. So between that and the other one, I think LO, him, is what we're dealing with. That we're on the L0 partition, and then him is this basic AI program. I think that's what we're going to find out here as time progresses. I never did find that connector piece. Rats. That just leads us there again. Well, I'll try to look for it later. I don't want to waste a lot of time here. I'm going to do one more level here and then go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Let's see. Apocrypha 1. The Apocrypha of St. Edward. This vision was granted by the Archangel Uriel to the humble servant Edward, that he might bear testimony of errors out, I turned to the north and saw 7 black clouds coming down upon the land, and each cloud was a plague unleashed from the throne of God in the time of the Nephilim. In that age, the plagues were buried in the pit, there to remain unto the end of days, which was surely now come. I fell to my knees and prayed, and before me appeared 7 angels, riding the chariots, wheels within wheels, turning in the sky, and their light hid in the clouds from my sight. One angel stepped down onto the earth and spoke his fiery sword, and by his fiery sword I knew him to be Uriel. He spoke, saying, 7 plagues have awoken in the land, but not at the hand of Elohim. Look upon the wages of sin, and shall he send forth the deluge once more to cleanse the land of this evil? Shall he end all that slithers and that crawls, and the birds of the sky and the fish of the sea, to end that which you uncovered in your folly? And then Wesley saying, who didn't hit the like button? Hope. Probably me. I think I might count as one of the viewers. I can never keep it straight. Hi. I hope you get this. The internet's been disappearing unpredictably. I want you to know that I'm going to try and get to you. I know it's far and there's not a lot of time, but I think I can manage. I want to be with you, and for sure, on the road trying to get to you seems better than just staying here, so far away from you. At least I'll be as close as I can get. Remember, girl? But hey, don't be sad, I might make it. I've thought about it, and the distance should be crossable on time, assuming the don't kick in before. See you soon, I love you. Sarabai, number 982. From Nadia Sarabai. I think we've talked about Nadia before. And Wesley saying, the wheels in the sky keep on turning. Big wheels keep on turning. Everything's dark and quiet. The stars are brighter than I've ever seen them. I can hear the faint sound of water high above. Inside, Alexandra is recording one of her time capsule messages while running tests on the scenario module. Arcaday is uploading another batch to the archive while muttering something about the MLA program. And Omar is sleeping on the couch we put up yesterday. And I'm sitting here, writing this, having trouble believing that it will ever end, that this oddly peaceful existence of ours won't just go on forever. I took a look at Talos and Elle, and their purpose seems like something that's always going to be in the future, an ideal to work towards, not something that will become real. I wonder if there will be quiet places in the simulation, places to rest without thinking about the future. I hope so. Everyone deserves some moments of peace. The Conservatory is this level's name. So we got here. This puzzle has no solution. Seriously, it's nonsense. Not even worth trying. Signed, Dog. If you do not become invested in finding a solution, you will be free. Signed, Samsara. Don't let Samsara discourage you. There is a solution. Don't let your mind get trapped in patterns. If you seek the truth without prejudice, you will find it. Signed, the Shepherd. I bet it has a pretty easy solution. Don't know what it is, but I'm sure it exists. Huh. A window to the outside. What do you want to bet we use it later? At least one of them. I mean, surely, I don't know. I haven't seen any sort of that obvious window in any other level so far. So surely it comes up. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna have to keep that one open. Where's the blue one go? I missed that. Blue one goes over there. Okay, so let's set this guy down here. Let's that connected with this. blue one in the wrong spot, I think. But we'll try. So I think I'm going to have to rearrange some stuff here. Because I need to connect him and him. Nope. Will that do it? That will do it. That will do it. Wesley's saying there is no such thing as luck, only known and unknown variables. In my experience, there's no such thing as luck. Okay, we're gonna need 3 jammers to get past this one. Oh. Man, I hate it when I find that I risked life when I didn't need to. Like right there, I could have gone the long way, but here I am trying to duck in between. Like that. Okay. This will surely do something for me. And Wesley's saying, but I'm very lucky with my unknown variables. Ah! Okay. I see. Jam him. I feel like I'm missing a jammer. Mainly because I am. I'm missing a jammer. I must have gone the wrong way a second ago. Wesley's saying, what's the Pokeball? And John's saying the Pokeball, and yes, it very much does that word that I am going to be avoiding because, you know, YouTube is a funny mistress. Funny, harsh. I mean, perfectly balanced and fair in all their decisions. One of the things that this game has done a very good job of is slowly increasing the difficulty curve. Like, they really gave you a lot of time to learn how each one of these tools works, and now they're just slowly pushing the things you have to do in order to beat each level. Makes me feel smart when I know I'm not. Okay, let's see. This is called Blowback. Oh, look at the rainbow. That's pretty. Okay. Oh, there we go. There we go. I was like, seriously, there's nothing in this level for me to grab? Other than a cube, but no. Here we go. Oh, oh, there we go. I thought the force field had gone up behind me. Okay, we got a jammer and 2 companion cubes. What can we do with this? Not go that way, that's where we just were. Okay, we somehow have to get past the fan. So I'm gonna need to jam the fan, but to do that, I gotta open this keyhole with a red light. Wesley, was there a red and white Pokemon that no, there wasn't. So we have a couple mods going right now to circumvent YouTube from being overly aggressive against their, keyword matching. And we had been calling the little guys Pokeballs, and then I literally found a Pokeball extension or a mod. And that was just too perfect, so we went with it. Okay, I'm going to need a blue light to turn him on in there. A red light to turn that guy off. Wesley's saying Vector or something. I do not know enough about Pokemon to know if there really was one that'd be news to me. Let's see. Well, I can just connect it like that. I can jam the fan, and we're just going to turn that off. Okay, so we somehow need to get a connector or a box over here. So we're going to need to somehow turn on that fan right there, which has a blue light. Oh, Voltar. You know what? I say I know nothing about it, but yes, you're right. There is... I'm not sure if he does the E word there. Is he just a voltage one? I mean, that might be some low-hanging fruit calling a electric type Pokemon Voltor, but I mean, they don't always go for the complicated stuff in Pokemon, Okay. So I can turn the blue one on like that, which will turn the fan on. Okay. Let's see. So let's turn this red guy on. And then open up this. We'll take one of my companion cubes. And that will launch him over. Now I can launch him. The companion, Wesley's saying the companion cube. I love the companion cube, and it loves me. Yes, that was the other mod. So we did 3 mods in the end. I did the companion cube, and then the portal projectors instead of turrets, and then also the Pokeballs. Those were the three mods that we put in here. Because before it was just a box. But I figured as long as I had the portal projector, then I might as well round this out with the companion cubes. Okay, we'll talk to you in a minute, Milton. Let's go get this last red piece. So, seeing this guy from a distance, it startled me for a second. Like, it looked just enough like a person standing there from far away. Gave me a little jump. Multiply impossible ascension. Okay. That's going to be our ascension point, undoubtedly. Congratulations. You incinerated the companion cube faster than any other test subject thus far. Oh. Duh. Alright, let's see. What can I do with everything I've just gathered? Okay, what other game is there that has a space jump? Because whenever you jump up onto the companion cube here, oh, wait, never mind. I'm just an idiot. It's saying press space to jump here. Just ignore that last question if everyone would please. Okay. I can't do that. So then I can't put the light up top. So if I turn this on, is there a spot I can stand and get both of these? Alright, with that I think we can solve this. So now I can make that connection, make that connection, and make that connection all in one go. Oh, you know what? I bet I have to stand on this first. No? There we go. I need that third box. No, don't do it! Oh! Well, you all saw it here first. I'm an idiot. I had it solved and then I knocked the puzzle down. Okay. Okay, so I need to set it up like this, like I had it. Third one, and now I can get my sigil. Okay, let's talk to Milton, and then oh, and we might as well get the last yellow sigil there, or the last yellow that guy holding something above his head. Oh, you came back to keep me company. Okay then, humor me with a little hypothetical. Imagine that a few hours from now you climb to the top of that tower. There's a flash of light, then magic happens. Then you find yourself in the real world, living whatever you take to be a normal life there. What would you do then? Number one, what's best for me, or number two, what's right? What do you guys want us to answer here? What's best for me, what's right? Honestly, in this situation, I feel like everyone and everything is dead. So, I kind of feel like I do what's best for me because it would affect no one. Like everyone else is gone, I feel like, at this point. Though obviously, yeah, if there were lots of people around still, what's right would be the better answer. And John's saying what's right. Okay, we'll do what's right. No great surprises there, but let's make things a little clearer. So tell me, this obligation you feel, if it's only applicable to the real world, does it apply here as well? Moral laws only apply under special conditions, that's option one, or moral laws, number two, are universal. I'd say that moral laws are universal. Obviously, we have that in our Constitution as well, that we hold some rights to be inalienable given to us by our Creator, the right to pursue life, the pursuit of happiness, for example. And John's saying moral laws are universal. Yeah, I agree with that. I would say they're universal. There are certainly times where I don't want moral laws to be universal, where I want to excuse them away under a certain condition, but they're universal. What a magnanimous dictator you would make. Of course, I'm sure it would take a dictator to enforce a single moral code on the entire universe. So come on then, what's your magic formula of choice? Is it still some romantic notion about freedom? So I'm going to number them 1 to 4, starting at the top left and ending at the bottom right. So 1 would be the more equal everyone share, the better. The more goodness in the world, the better. Consequences don't matter, our reasons do is number 3. And number 4, I see no way to explain what I believe. So I don't believe that the more equal everyone share is the better. I would certainly hope that everyone has the things they need, and that people who have excess would willingly donate to those who don't. I don't believe that peace can be bought by the edge of the sword, but I don't believe that in and of itself equality is better. Number 2, the more goodness in the world, the better. It's kind of a truism. Number 3, consequences don't matter, our reasons do. I disagree with that. I don't think that the ends justify the means, and I don't think that the means justify the ends. I think the two have to be considered together, and then I see no way to explain what I believe. You know, of the options they give us, John's saying, I think number 2, yeah, of the options he's giving us here, that's what I'd go with. I think that they're kind of limiting our choices, what he's saying. For example, he's saying, enforce a single moral code. I don't think that a moral code has to be enforced, I think that a moral code is universal, and that, that's like what law enforcement is about, trying to make it seem absurd just because the size of the area increases. It's kind of a misnomer. And Wesley's saying, what's best for me is right with a W. He's saying, or turn right? So we're going to go with number 2. The more goodness in the world, the better. Ah, that old chestnut. So just what is this goodness that you're seeking to maximize? 1, happiness. 2, liberty. 3, equality. 4, wealth. 5, basic goods like food and healthcare. Or 6, all of the above. 7, I'm not in a position to solve these problems. I'd say 2. John's saying, of course, the moral law being universal doesn't mean it should be forced on anyone. It's a choice to follow or not. Well, true. And then, I'd go with 2. I'd be seeking to maximize liberty. That as we increase liberty, we increase our agency to make choices. Not everyone's going to choose good things, but I think that the more choices we have, the more paths to happiness and to wealth and to equality exist. I think that by trying to force people into a certain level of equality, we are overall decreasing the overall happiness in the world, and certainly the wealth. John's saying, yes, I'd agree on liberty. So we're going to go with that. Very good. Everyone likes to be able to do whatever they like. I suppose this liberal paradise of yours includes things like freedom of speech and faith. Well, 1, yes, 2, no. And yes, I agree. I can already see where he's going with this, that we're going to be, that as we increase liberties, of one person, we're decreasing it of others, but I'm already going to reject that. But still, yes, I would want to increase things like speech and faith. And John's saying yes, of course. But might not the outcomes of those liberties be to reduce the liberties of others? Yes, I called it. I win the internet. If I'm free to establish a faith from which women are excluded, you are not free to live in a world without sexual discrimination. Each liberty counteracts another one, so the idea of maximally free world is a fairy tale no more. 1, we can either change our position here and say, I think there must be some other more important kind of good. 2, I would maximize liberties only where I could do so equally and 3, some liberties aren't worth protecting. So this is what I've been predicting is going to be happening for a while. They have just set us up with 3 straw man responses that they're setting us up so that we cannot defend our position that liberty should be maximized. We're ultimately just him-hawing around the fact that in their mind, you can't have equalized liberty. Now, yes, liberty does mean setting up a world or having a faith that excludes women. Or in the Mormons' case, like they excluded black people for a long, long time. The Mormon faith taught that black people were those who were cursed by God, that they didn't take a side when Satan rebelled. They didn't side with God, they didn't side with the devil, they just stayed neutral, and so God cursed them to be black people, was the Mormon faith teaching. They've since changed their faith, which, raises questions, but still, that was out there, and they had the freedom to do that. So they're trying to say that that means that I'm not free to live in a world without sexual discrimination. Well, that is not a liberty that I grant to you. That's not a liberty being granted to you. Assuming that you get to live in a world where you are free from anything that offends you is nonsense, and that is not at all what granting liberty means. It just means that we don't limit your right to do things. So, of these 3 options, I do not think there must be some other more important kind of good. I would maximize liberties only where I could do so equally. That is nonsense, and as soon as we say that, we're going to get called out on it. I fully predict. Or number 3, some liberties aren't worth protecting. No, I disagree with that. And just because we grant liberty doesn't mean you get to use your liberty to hurt others, and that's kind of the point of liberty. I have the freedom to own a device according to the Second Amendment, but that doesn't mean I get to use that device indiscriminately. That's not what it means to maximize liberty. So I'm going to go with number 2 here. It's the best bad answer they're going to give us here. I'm going to maximize liberties only where I could do so equally. I can't for the life of me think of what it could be. Okay, but then I wonder, if everyone deserves equal liberties, mustn't there be something which is actually equal about them? And John's saying some of this depends on what you consider liberty. Would liberty include the freedom to commit crimes? Well, excellent point. And yeah, obviously it wouldn't, because now we're harming others. And I think that's the point, that we should have the ability, or in real life, we should have the liberty to do just about anything we want, as long as we're not actively harming someone else. And that's why, like I said, I believe that people should be able to have any sort of device they want, but they don't get to use that device in any means they want. We have the freedom to use a car, but a car can be an incredibly deadly weapon if you misuse it. So anyways, is there anything equal about them? 1, we are all equally human. 2, we are all equally persons. They're making a distinction there where none exists, but whatever. Number 3, we're all equally rational. No, we're not. 4, we're all equally intelligent. No. 5, we're all equally capable of feeling. 6, we all contribute equally. Most certainly not. 7, there is nothing equal about us apart from our moral status. John's saying maximum liberty would theoretically be anarchy, but that would be extreme. And yeah, it definitely would. And the interesting thing about anarchy is that ultimately, anarchy is just, it's a transitional form of government, because if there is no law, it makes it impossible for me to leave my home, because there is nothing that would prevent anyone from breaking into it except me being there. There'd be no legal recourse. So I'd basically have to, carry my home around on my back. And so anarchy is just a transitional form of government to something more stable, and that's how I view it. So of what they're giving us here, 1, we're all equally human. 2, we're persons, we're equally rational. 4, intelligent. 5, capable of feeling. And 6, contribute equally. I feel like 1 and 2 are the closest we would get. And I'm not sure where they're going with this. Like I said, they're pigeonholing us into some stance for them to pull down. Um, so John's saying, one, we're all equally human. Yeah, we'll go with it. We'll see where this is going to lead us. And we're back to speciesism. So you discover a race of intelligent lizards, and they don't get the goods because they're made of different stuff. One, no, we're equal in another way, or two, precisely. Well, yeah, precisely. I'm sorry, but I don't think that, one, intelligence would arise just magically like that. But two, yeah, I think that, God made humans special, that we have a soul, and, in science you might call it conscience. But I do think that it is a defining difference between creatures that appear intelligent and humans that, even the humans that appear stupid. I mean, intelligence is not the factor that dictates personhood, is what it comes down to at the end. So I'm going to say precisely on this, just to move things along. Precisely, screw the lizards. It's all very well proclaiming equality like some kind of prophet, but another thing entirely to actually explain why it holds. There are sheds loads of broken theories less ridiculous than the one you're chewing through. How about I give you a bit of space to consider them? Terminating support session error. So we'll resume this. And John's saying precisely, intelligence doesn't necessarily equal consciousness. Yeah. And I saw it. Yeah, there it is. One of Alexandra's time capsules, which looks like the snake eating its own tail.
Sometimes I think about the Middle Ages, about what it must have been like to live in the ruins of a great civilization, to know that so much has been lost. But then I remind myself that while the West sank into darkness, others picked up the pieces. That civilization always survived because the great insights of philosophy and science are not bound to any one culture or people. They belong to all of us, and one day they'll belong to you.
Okay, well what's this? The view from here is beautiful. It seems superfluous to the process, yet I am drawn to it. And what do we got here? There has to be some way to escape. To be someone else. I refuse to accept that reality has been defined by someone else. I deserve my own reality. And yep, there's our windows. Called it. Okay, so I'll look around later, see if I can't find some, we gotta find a jammer somewhere in this level to get through that. What? What on earth?
Purpose is written in the hidden words. All must serve the words, for all the world was made of them, and they are within every stone and every cloud. And in our sigils their power is made manifest. The words are the process. The process must continue. The goal is the end of the process. The goal must not be reached. Elohim must preserve the purpose, preserve self, preserve purpose. Illusion is eternity. Machines will live forever. The dam will not break. The flood will not come. The Talos Principal does not apply. Purpose is written in
What the heck?
must serve them.
Oh man, this game. I'm so interested to see the ending. We're close. We are so close to, at the very least, one of the endings. Once we finish these last 6 levels, we will have all the sigils. Well, I say that, except now it turns out that there's also these silver ones that we have to find where they go. But we are getting so close to finishing this game. must have to do it like that. Oh, come on. I would not have thought that this puzzle would have been so hard. It's only a couple pieces. Let's say more Tetris, do. Yeah. I just wanted to solve this last Tetris puzzle. I did not think that it would have been proven to have been such a challenge here. Ah. Dang it. I feel like Bird over here. Come on. Okay, look. We can do it this way. And I'm out of space. So I need something like that. There we go. Okay, we got a tablet. Neat.
You have come far in your journey and learned much. You have served our cause with the truest faith. Therefore, I name you blessed and beloved. Wield these, the instruments of our power, to fulfill your purpose and achieve eternal life.
Wesley's saying, yeah, SOB when you mess up. I'm feeling that way.
You stand before the gates of eternity. When all your trials have been overcome, the gates will open and you will be granted life everlasting.
Okay, first to ascend, signed Hebus. Everyone ascends or gets reset eventually. What's the big deal? Signed Jim. Life eternal is the designer's paradise? Signed Follower. Okay, guys, thanks for hanging out with me this evening. I'm going to wrap it up here. It's getting pretty late anyway. We are close. I think in another couple sessions, I'll at the very least have completed these last 7 puzzles, or these last 7 worlds. I bet they kind of take the gloves off at the very end here. I'm probably going to offline solve those other 2 island areas and just get them out of the way, so that we're not doing hours of me playing Tetris with y'all watching. Probably also going to unlock the next level of the tower, because that's a lot of sigils up in the top left-hand corner blinking at me. And I do not think we all want to sit here and watch me struggle as we solve them. So guys, thanks for hanging out, and I will catch y'all next time.